This is enchantment power 101. Look at that power. Ladies and gentle mages, civilians across the multiverse, welcome back to another episode of the ManaMan, and today we got a juicer for you. We've got Kamigawa spirits, we've got Selesnya spirits. This card, this is so good. I cannot believe how good spirits and enchantments have become. So much support on these cards. I mean, there are a lot of just enchantments from Kamigawa specifically. So we're going to address the Hallowed Haunting. Hallowed Haunting is going to be pretty much, I don't want to say the MVP, but it's kind of the MVP. As long as you control 7 or more enchantments, creatures you control have flying and vigilance, but whenever you cast an enchantment spell, create a white spirit cleric token with this creature's power and toughness are equal to the number of spirits you control. And this is so good because everything in our deck is either an enchantment, a spirit, or both. If it's not an enchantment, it's still going to be a spirit. So Kodama of the West Tree is not an enchantment, but it is a spirit. Generous Visitor, again, not an enchantment, but it is a spirit. And then what else we got? We got everything else is, like I said, either a spirit or an enchantment. We are running Felidar Retreat. So Felidar Retreat is a little bit weaker here. We're only running 2. We're going to be able to use a landfall, and whenever a landfall comes out, you're going to put a 1/1 counter or create a token. So you'll be able to go wide or tall depending on what you want to do here. What I like about this is it doesn't have landfall and goes very well with Kodama of the West Tree. We're only running 2 because it is a legendary spirit. It's got reach, but modified creatures you control have trample, which is really awesome. And whenever a modified creature you control deals combat damage to a player, put a basic land card on the battlefield tapped. That is going to activate our landfall for the Felidar Retreat. And it also just gives you land in general, which is really nice. And what I like about the modified creature is there's so many different ways to get out a modified creature, because Generous Visitor here is going to be able to get a 1/1 counter on target creature whenever you cast an enchantment spell, period. It's very good. And then you're going to also be able to do tons of different things. You got Jukai Naturalist. When enchantment spells, you're going to be able to cost 1 less. And it's got lifelink as well, so it does help out against aggro as well. This is an absolute powerhouse. If you can get all of your enchantments to be cost less, I mean, good lord, it is so good. You can just storm the battlefield. It gets absolutely crazy. This is an enchantment creature from Kamigawa. Other enchantment creatures you control get 1/1. This is so good. Not only does it buff your field, but you can actually copy target activated or triggered ability from an enchantment source. So you just cost 1 and you get to copy an activated ability or triggered ability. And this is so good. Not only, I mean, who doesn't love a snake enchantment creature? So Kami of Transience, I always want to call this the trans science. It's actually Transience. Kami of Transience is going to have trample. Again, it's not an enchantment creature, but it is a spirit, so it does go along very well. Whenever you cast an enchantment, it's just going to get bigger and bigger, and it does have trample. And if you get it into the graveyard, you're going to be able to just get it back into your graveyard from your hand whenever something dies. So it was recurring, very good. And a lot of times this deck does go wide, so it does help to be able to survive removal, because board wipes really do hurt a lot. Spirited Companion, nothing too special here. It's just going to be able to draw a card, but it's a puppy, and who doesn't love a good boy? And this card's really good here. I'm actually only running 2. I'm actually thinking about kicking this up to 3 because I think 4 is a little bit cloggy, but target creature gets 1/1 for each artifact or enchantment you control, and then you do get a creature for each artifact and enchantment you control. So just classic beatdown power with this thing. I think 4 is a little bit much, but 2 might be a little bit less. Touch of the Spirit Realm, borrow time just for removal. We all know what that does. Jugan defends the temple. This card is awesome. It is a little bit slow, but if you can get it going out, it's absolutely awesome. Create a 1/1 mana dork, then a 1/1 counter, which is good because we want modified creatures. But the big thing here is going to be the Remnant of the Rising Star. It's going to have flying. Whenever another creature you control enters the battlefield, pay X, and then when you do, just put that many 1/1 creatures or counters on it. That is crazy. You can make some big, tall creatures with this. And as long as you control 5 or more modified creatures, it's going to get 5/5 and trample. So that is absolutely awesome. What an epic dragon spirit. And of course it is a spirit to go along with the theme of the deck. So Hallowed Haunting, I mean, the spirits are so good. These are almost specifically Kamigawa spirits. So the option here, we're pretty much just going to be going wide, going tall, beating our face in. Our opponent's facing, hopefully. This is an aggro deck. If you want to spend a little bit of time on the Boseiju and as well as the Seat of the Empire, it's free value, so you might as well run it. And the art is just, mwah, just beautiful. So we got Kamigawa spirits. Let's get ready to vanquish some enemies. Insemina Cabras? I think I'm pronouncing that right. Anyway, we'll go ahead and keep this. Pretty good start here. I mean, Spirited Companion, man. Oof. Nice little card here. Ooh, we got a Jukai Naturalist. Let's go ahead and drop this, and let's go with the Generous Visitor. And the Generous Visitor is anything but generous to our opponents. Whenever we cast an enchantment, you're going to put a 1/1 counter anywhere. Pretty much like a green version of Champion of the Parish or something like that. But you can put the 1/1 counter anywhere. That's actually amazing. Sculptor of Winter, so looking like just classic, you know, the classic old deck of mono green snow. So I think we're just gonna go for the Jukai Naturalist. Or we can go for this and give it a 1/1 and just stomp on in. I'm gonna wait for that. Let's just go for the Naturalist. We'll put a 1/1 counter on the Visitor. Do I want to swing in? I'm gonna actually say no, because we can get a lot bigger. I know that if we swing in, that gets rid of a mana source they have, but I still think it's a little bit better just to kind of stay put here. The Generous Visitor can yield a lot more value, I believe. So they're gonna go with the Kazandu Mammoth. Okay, Sculptor of Winter can also untap itself for a Snakeskin Veil. Oh, they actually are just gonna... Oh, probably a Blizzard Brawl, I'm assuming then. Yep, so Blizzard Brawl's gonna go through. No big deal. You know, it is what it is. We get another Generous Visitor, which is pretty hilarious. I guess we'll drop this for... Oh gosh, this is actually kind of hard, because we have to commit to a certain color here. So this is not just an auto play. I guess let's just drop the Spirited Companion first. I think that's what I want to do here. So drop the Spirited Companion. Let's take a draw. Get another Generous Visitor. At this point, we do want a lot of mana sources here, so we did miss out on a 1/1 counter, but what I'm going to actually do is go for Generous Visitor now, because we did miss out on a 1/1 counter here, and then I'm going to go for another Spirited Companion, because I want to draw cards here. 1/1 counter. Let's put it on the Naturalist, and let's draw another card, and we're just not faring too well here. So we do get a Kodama of the West Tree, which is going to be really nice. We can get out land that way. So, okay. Do we want to swing? Because we have another Naturalist, I'm actually going to swing in here. If they trade, that's fine. We both die and they don't get a Mammoth. It is what it is. We go 23 to 20. I think that's okay. I don't feel like amazing about it, but I feel like it's okay. Because we have another one. Yeah, I think it's alright. So let's see what they want to do. Inscription of Abundance. They're just going to go ahead and kill this Generous Visitor. That's not very generous. So okay, hey, that's a pretty weak move. So let's go for the Jukai Naturalist, number 2. And then we'll be able to play a Spirited Companion. Yeah, let's go. We just need some more land. I think we just want to get into more land. I know that we're like leaving money off the table with the Generous Visitor, but I just want to be able to draw cards. We just need a little bit more land here. So we finally do get into our Overgrown Tomb. Overgrown Tomb, that's not the right card. Overgrown Farmland, rather. And we could go for this. This is pretty interesting here. We could just get this right on the battlefield. I think we're just going to go for the Generous Visitor, though, and then stay put. Alrighty here. We're just going to stay put here. Next turn, we'll be able to dish out a lot of power. No attacks or anything. I don't think they can't really they can't do a whole lot here. I think they can get, like, they can do some fighting. They can do, what, drop... Ooh, a Renin 7. Okay, a Renin 7 is actually really good. I just spoke a little bit too soon.
Come, heed the tree.
So they can just drop a 4/4. We are prepared for war. There's no doubt about that. But we can go for Kodama of the West Tree and then go for the Reign of Truth. So let's go ahead and just drop this right now. This is unfortunately not a legendary creature, but it is legendary. But it's not an enchantment creature. So we'll just go ahead and drop this right away. Drop. Because we have a forest here and we are running Felidar Retreat, I'm not going to drop the forest yet because I think that's a little bit silly. So we're going to go for the Reign of Truth. And what do we want to put this on? I guess we'll just put this on... We'll just put this on you. Just because you have lifelink, and then we'll be able to give this 1/1. So yeah, we'll go ahead and give the Jukai Naturalist 1/1 here. And this is now an 8/8. And these all have trample because of the Kodama of the West Tree because it is modified. So let's go ahead and just swing in... I think we'll just do it on your face, right? Or do we want to kill the Renin 7? I think we'll just swing in on your face. It's kind of risky here. They won't be able to make another 3/3 for a while. Yeah, let's do it. If they have another Renin 7, I'm going to feel so stupid. I think I'd rather just do the damage here. So down to 8. We're actually not going to play this forest. We do get a forest here. Yeah, we can just grab that. Not a big deal. End the turn. Because we are running Felidar Retreat, if we draw into a Felidar Retreat, we want a forest to be able to play with it. So Renin 7, you're going to be able to reel that. I don't really care that much. They can reel land.
contains great potential.
Maybe, I don't know. Again, I still just don't know what was the best move here. They're going to be able to use this. Let's see what they use. They have like a Blizzard Brawl or something. Oh, wow. So, oh, they actually have a Vorinclex. Oh, God. Okay. So, let's see what they want to do here. Because these are not counters, it just gets 1/1. So, they don't have counters, so the Vorinclex will still be able to go through. Okay. Well, let's see. Well, we're going to go with this one. But we can't give it any... Oh, gosh. So it's not going to be able to go through because the Sagas definitely need to get a counter on them. So that is wickedly unfortunate. Okay, so I guess we just do nothing. Wow. I guess we could swing all into this run in 7. Alright, we're just going to sit here and do nothing. This Vorinclex absolutely took us out single-handedly. We get no counters anymore. So I'm hoping that they actually swing in with the Vorinclex, and I'm actually going to do everything I can to block it. They're going to use red in 7.
Power grows with tender care.
So another Sculptor of Wizard. I'm really hoping they swing in with this Vorinclex, though, because we need to get rid of this Vorinclex. And no go. And we get a Kami of Transience. This single-handedly puts us out. There's nothing we can do. Wow. Oof. Well, we're gonna play this. It's not gonna do anything because we can't get a 1/1 counter. Our counters are shut off. Everything's shut off. Wow. We gotta pray that they just misplay and swing in with the Vorinclex because otherwise we're just sitting ducks. Yeah, there's nothing we can do here. Oh my gosh, what a nightmare. We need some sort of removal. If we can still get some sort of removal on the Vorinclex, we should be okay. Well, that should be okay. We're looking at an uphill battle here. So, Ren and 7's -8, still a little bit of ways to being able to get going. Alright, we're gonna get Weaver of Harmony. The Transience is not gonna be, this is not gonna be able to do anything. We're gonna be able to just, we're gonna click buttons here. Not gonna get a 1/1 counter because this is rounded down, so no counters for us. We get a Weaver of Harmony, which actually does do something, but we're still locked out and we need a borrowed time or something. It's borrowed time or bust. It's removal or bust. This Vorinclex single-handedly is taking us out. The only thing we can do is go a little bit extra wide here.
Power grows with tender care.
And another old girl troll. So we need, it's removal or bust. We still are alive, but we need removal. So we're kind of just praying for some sort of removal here. We do get a Hallowed Haunting. They're gonna be able to get all this back though. So. Alright, we're gonna go with Hallowed Haunting here. 1/1 counters are a completely moot point. And at this point, we're gonna do this and then use Weaver of Harmony, but we do have flying here. So, do we win here? I guess I forgot that all of our spirits get flying, and these are all spirits, so... yeah. These don't have reach, right? Do these have reach? No, this should be game. I forgot that Hallowed Haunting gives all of our spirits flying, so they do have one ability to go flying, right? And these also have vigilance too, so that is worth noting. And that's a good game. Wow, look at that. Wow. Remember to subscribe to the channel for more Magic deck videos every single day. Oh my, what an ugly hand. This is an easy mulligan. We gotta get a little bit something a little bit earlier here. So this is a little bit better. And I think I'm actually gonna take away Hallowed Haunting. Do we want to get rid of Hallowed Haunting or do we want to get rid of the Transience? We're definitely keeping the Jukai Naturalist. I guess we'll get rid of the... This also creates a mana source here. So I mean, this is actually, I never like taking too long on the mulligan or the starting hand, but this is actually quite hard. I guess we'll get rid of the Kodama of the West Tree. That seems like the most luxury type of card. So, alright, we'll drop this. We can drop this for the white source here. Not the pretty channel ability, but I think we'll be okay here. As okay as taking a mulligan is. You never want to take a mulligan. So, ooh, Eater of Virtue. I love this card. I love this card. Whenever something gets exiled, we can, hold on, I'll explain that. Let's go ahead and drop our Jukai Naturalist. But in the meantime, we can go for the Naturalist, or do we want to go for the Transience? I think we just want to be aggro. So I'm actually... The Naturalist into the Hallowed Haunting is just such a power move, though. Alright, we're gonna go with the Transience here. Yeah, we're gonna go with Transience here. We're gonna be a little bit aggro since we are on the play. But Eater of Virtue is gonna get +2/+0. Okay, so Strict Proctor. We can use this for the channel ability. I'm not going to. So I guess we'll use... I definitely want to get... Yeah, let's go ahead and just drop this for the land. That's fine. And then we can just drop the Jukai Naturalist. The Strict Proctor does not prevent us from doing anything. So let's just go ahead and swing in. I doubt they're going to block to take away their precious Strict Proctor. Down to 17 to 20. This thing is really interesting, though. It's going to give everything flying. If whenever the creature dies, exile it. And pretty much whatever ability it has, it's going to be able to give the new creature that it's equipped to. So I love this. This is absolutely... 10 out of 10 card. Love it. I'm sure I will make a video with the Eater of Virtue at some point. Let's see what our opponent's got going on here. They do have the lovely Vampire lands. So we are going against Boros. Okay. So Sparring Regimen. They actually counter themselves with the Sparring Regimen, but they do get a 2/4 out of that, so not bad. Not bad. And now we can play our Hallowed Haunting because it does cost less, but I don't know if that's what we want to do. Yeah, I guess we're still going to do it. So let's go ahead and get out our Hallowed Haunting. Yeah, the Transience will be able to kicked up to a 4. Woo, alright. So we're going to swing in here. I, again, don't think that they're going to block or anything. And now, we can actually go for another Hallowed Haunting, which would be absolutely insane. But we're sitting pretty well here. We got a Touch of the Spirit Realm. Anything that they have an Enter ability is going to be able to counter, because the Strict Proctor just counters it. So yeah, Sparring Regimen's pretty good. This is going to come in taps, so they choose not to bolt themselves because they are down on life a little bit here. Luminarch Aspirant, okay. So Luminarch Aspirant's a classic card. And because this is standard, not alchemy, this thing's going to be nice and juicy. This is going to be a 5/5 and a 6/6. Okay, we're going to have to get rid of this thing. So let's just drop the planes. Yeah, don't have a Felidar Retreat or anything. So we can go for Touch of the Spirit Realm, and we're just going to be able to, what? We can pay 2 now. So whenever a permanent enters the battlefield, make a triggered ability, counter it unless they pay 2. But fortunately, we're going to be able to have enough. So let's drop Touch of the Spirit Realm. Yep, and this is going to give a 1/1, and the Hallowed Haunting will be able to create a Spirit Token. And let's go ahead and counter you. And then, yes, we have enough to pay this off, because that is way too strong. We do not want that to go on for too much longer. Now we get to swing in. And they go down to 6. So pretty awesome here. They can get rid of the Touch of the Spirit Realm and get this back, but they're going to lose all of those 1/1 counters that they invested into it. So that's really nice. If we can get the Hallowed Haunting to go on, and then Jugan defends the temple with another land, I mean, we could just go so wide, so strong. Enchantments are an absolute powerhouse this format. I'm going to tell you what, this is... it's still too early to call what's going to be like meta and whatnot, but I mean, this has a pretty good chance. This is a formidable deck. Very viable. So let's see what they want to do here. If they have some sort of removal, obviously this deck is the weakest to board wipes, but I don't think that they're running board wipes here. So down to 6, we are definitely going to be able to do some serious damage here. Come on, they're taking the rope. Okay, so no ropes. They're going to go for Angel Fire Ignition. Yeah, that I was waiting for them to go with Angel Fire Ignition. So they're going to go for a 6/4. That's going to be 7/5. And yeah, oh gosh, we're going to take that actually. So down to 7 we go, 13. Let's see if we can get into another form of removal. They don't have, so now they don't have like First Strike or anything, so we do have another Plains. That is good. Let's go ahead and drop this. We're gonna go for another Hallowed Haunting. 1/1, and then we're gonna go extra wide here. So we get a 6/6 with Trample. And yeah, let's go for a Jugan Defends the Temple. We can play this obviously, and look at all these triggers here. This is Enchantment Power 101. Look at that power. So now we got this, and we're obviously gonna swing in with this. And yeah, I think we're gonna swing in with everything because we can challenge with lethal here. So they actually have to chump block here. They have to. Yeah, they actually have to not chump block, but they have to trade with the Transience, or else we have lethal, right? No, they can actually block. Oh gosh. They could block this and then just take 9. But we have such big bodies that I think we're gonna still do this. Yeah, we're still gonna do this. So we are going to get a little bit of lifelink back, so that's nice. They go down to 1, but again, we still have a lot of 5/5s here. So, I mean, they could go for Angel Fire's Ignition and get super mega tall, but I don't think they'll be able to deal enough damage. So this, I mean, this is going to be 2 counters here, 1 counter here, that's 3, that's going to be 4. So they'll be able to go up to what, like a 12 power? Like 12 power if they decide to do that, but I don't think that's going to be enough. And then we'll be able to put 1/1 counters on us with Jugan Defends the Temple. So, I don't know. Unless they've got some sort of crazy removal here, I don't think the Angel Fire Ignition will be enough. But unfortunately with the Angel Fire Ignition is they leave themselves untapped. So they do have Vigilance that way too. So, this is actually kind of close. Come on. So they drop a land. I'm waiting for this Angel Fire Ignition. Alright, so they go up to a 9-7. That's, many more counters will come. Timeout is used. Go up to a 10-8. And then, okay, so 11. They do have Trample, though. I mean, this is technically threatening for lethal. I guess we'll just block with 1. If we block for 1, obviously we don't take lethal, and then we keep the most amount of damage, and again, they have Trample, so it doesn't do very well. So yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. Go down to 3. They're going to go up 11 to 12. If we can just... man, if we just get some sort of removal, we'll be okay. But I'm a little bit sweaty here. So Strict Proctor comes out. Don't think that's going to be the biggest thing. We actually get another Hallowed Haunting. Woof. So definitely going to put it on the Transience. Yeah, we're gonna put it on the Transience, and we'll go ahead and just put it on another Spirit here. And there's absolutely no reason to not play the Hallowed Haunting. Let's go for Hallowed Haunting here. Transience will get a little bit bigger, up to 9-9. Ooh, and that's nice and wide here. So we're at least swinging with the Transience. That much is for sure. If we swing in with everything, let's just do this. I'm gonna go ahead and give them a thinking again. If we swing in with Transience, and they block, they could take 6. Let's see, is this lethal? They don't have lifelink anymore, so that's good. If they, let's say they just trade this. I think this is lethal, because if they trade here, that's the most amount of damage they could prevent, and then they just block here, that's still lethal. We're good. That's a good game. We'll give them the GGs. The fancy GGs. Eclipse, man, how are we doing? Are you like a solar eclipse, lunar eclipse? I don't know which one we got here. Either way, we're gonna go ahead and keep this. This is a pretty good hand as long as we can get into 3 lands. I think we'll be able to steamroll our opponent. This deck absolutely goes nuts so quick. So we're gonna start out with the Generous Visitor. Man, every single time you cast an enchantment spell, you're gonna put a 1/1 counter on. Not only you can choose itself, but you can choose something else too. And I think that makes all the difference in the world here. So this is actually kind of interesting. Do you want to go into the Jukai Naturalist, or do you want to go into the Transience Spirit? I think I'm actually going to do this. This is probably our best 2-drop here. Go up to a 2/2, swing on in. Life is good, life is good. Now enchantment spells we have are going to cost 1 less. We're still going to need to get into some other land here. Okay, so we got the Rune Crab. Okay, so they're going to just try and mill us out here. Hopefully we can get into another land source. We do not, but we can use Jugan Defends the Temple, and this is going to create a monk that does create more mana sources. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And let's go ahead and choose the Generous Visitor. Sure, that's fine. So I'm going to swing in with both, probably going to block the Naturalist, but we'll at least be able to get 3 damage off here. So we are on the clock versus Mill. I hate playing against Mill. It's not OP or anything, so I can't get that upset by it, but it is annoying. If we can get Kodama of the West Tree, we should be okay here. So, Fading Hope, that's not good. That's not good. That's gonna put us back here. I wish Kodama. I wish it was an enchantment creature as well. That would help a lot, but you know, hey, we're already doing pretty well here, so. Put a 1/1 counter on each of up to 2 target creatures, so we're gonna buff us up there. And now what do we want to do? We can just go ahead and get rid of the Rune Crab. So we're a little bit starved for mana sources here, or we can go for Kodama of the West Tree. I think we should do this because I kind of want to get some more land out here. We could always go for Touch of the Realm, but this is a little bit more mana efficient. I don't think they're going to block here, and if they do, we're going to get a land. They actually might. I don't know. It depends how worried they are. They are not going to. So Kodama of the West Tree is going to snag us a land, and we are going to go ahead and take a forest. Now, hey, I know that does kind of help thin out our deck for them a little bit, but I think it's going to be worth it. So they thin us out a little bit more with another land source. Tasha's Hideous Laughter, and we go down to 17. That is going to be pretty rough. Pretty rough. I think we can, if we can last one more turn, we should be all right. So Jugan Defends the Temple goes into our lovely Remnant of the Rising Star. I don't think that's going to be too relevant too soon, but we can go for the Generous Visitor here. And no, let's not do that. Let's not do that. And then we go for Touch of the Spirit Realm to get rid of the stupid Ruin Crab. Yep, let's go and do that. Put a 1/1 counter on something that does not have Summoning Sickness. We'll go ahead and put it on the West Tree. And we'll go ahead and put it on the Ruin Crab. This is actually an interesting spot here because I don't know if I mean, we're still gonna do it here. Obviously, we have to deal as much damage as we can, and then we're gonna go ahead and put all these basics out. But we actually only have one, and I think that's actually good because now we have 15 cards here. I actually think it might be worth it to not even get that one plains out. So Tasha's Hideous Laughter, we're gonna go down to 2. If they have a Ruin Crab and a land, we should be good, but if we go down to 2 here, no way. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. So that is close. If they would have had a land drop there, we would have lost, but wow. Oh, well, that was close. So we're back at the Hideout with the post-game wrap, and definitely gotta say, I definitely love the way this deck plays out. It's still a little bit early to say if this is gonna be like meta or something, but it's very, very good. I do wish they had some more one-drops that are a little bit more relevant just to make it a little bit faster, but I can't complain. This is still a very aggressive deck. It's very, very good. As far as being critiquey, I think the worst deck you could play against is probably more in Alchemy because of the Divine Purge, but control decks are very hard to go by. If you get wiped, it's very hard to recover. So just a classic control deck is probably your worst nightmare, and honestly, your best matchup, I don't know, it's all pretty much even, but if you go into aggressive deck, you definitely have a lot of options here. Even if you're on the draw, it's very good. I don't know that. I think this might be some sort of meta deck going forward, but I don't know. We'll see. I think the thing that's going to prevent them from being like the #1 deck or anything is just the one drop. It's a little bit too slow because you only have the Generous Visitor. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being lazy and I haven't seen a better one drop yet, but I don't know. Either way, go ahead and tinker with this deck. Go ahead and leave me a like. The button looks just like this. Go and subscribe, like, comment, tell me how ugly I am. Just do something in the comments because it helps out the algorithm, and I appreciate all of you. But until the next time, I will see you on the next episode. ManaMan, out.